Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. Just kidding. I've always wanted to do that. All right. My name is Mark Harmon, and this is Comic on Demand. This is the show where I am going to draw a 4-panel comic that will look something like this. But as you can see, it is blank. So I am going to let you decide what I draw. And so this is how it's going to work. I'm going to ask for suggestions, and then you're going to tell me what to draw. But here's a little ground rules first. I'm not going to draw anything that's like a pre-existing IP, like a Superman or SpongeBob or something. So I don't want to get some sort of like copyright strike against me. And I'm not going to draw anything like super uber violent or sexual or anything like that. We're just trying to keep this like PG. And so no hot button topics or anything like that. So here's how this works. I'm going to put the word go in the chat. And after you see that word go, you then put your suggestions, and then I will take the first 2 suggestions and I will combine them into a 4-panel comic. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. And ready, set, and go. Whoops. All right. Well, so if you remember, I take the first 2 suggestions after the go in the chat. So the 2 suggestions are 20th Annual Blob Dance Competition and Senior Home. So I'm going to take those 2 suggestions, even though they're from my own children. But hey, them's the rules. I said after you see go in the chat, the first 2 after that. So anybody that put their suggestions too early, bummer, man. Oh, I forgot to mention, this is episode 5. I need to do something cool here for like, hold on, I needed to like do something cool for like my thumbnail. Or something like this. All right. So now I have a picture that I can rip off to put in my thumbnail. All right. So let's. Whoopsies. All right. I hit the wrong button. I'm going to change this real quick. So we have 20th Annual Blob Dance and Senior Home. Whoops. Okay. 20th Annual Blob Dance and Senior Home. Okay, but if you missed the suggestion, don't worry. At around 30 minutes, I'm going to do a mid-suggestion, and you'll be able to put in another suggestion, and that I will put in the background somewhere. And I've been doing it like in panel 2 here. It's not always the case, but that's kind of usually how it starts to work out. All right, so a blob dance, a senior home. What are those things? The blob dance can be at a senior home, so the location is a senior home for blobs. And they're dancing. And then it's gonna be funny somehow. Let's see. Shoot, I don't. So I want to do maybe like an establishing shot of like a senior home or something, but I don't want to draw architecture because I'm lazy. But maybe if I do more of a like a close-up thing or something of like a senior home. Making up architecture is hard. Maybe from now on I should make like a rule that my own kids are exempt. You know, like sweepstakes. That's like, employees of this company are ineligible to receive the sweepstakes prize. Maybe I should do that. I should make my own family ineligible from putting stuff in the chat. But then again, I did tell them to put stuff in the chat just in case, like, if it's looking like no one's even watching this thing, then that way it'll look like somebody's watching. Then I don't feel like such a loser. Okay, then we'll have... I need to put like a sign or something here. Like a... Shoot. Yeah, I'll put it somewhere around here. So hopefully it looks like some kind of a sign. So I just drew that pillar and that bush, and now it's gonna get covered up here. Let's see, what's a good name for a blob retirement home? Because I was gonna put something sort of like, my first idea was to rip off up, and I was gonna put Shady Oaks retirement home or something, but maybe I shouldn't rip stuff off. Anybody have any clever names for a blob retirement home? All right, so we got like an establishing shot of some kind of a retirement home or something, and then there'll be something clever right there. I don't know what it's gonna say. And as like always, I still don't even know what the punchline of this thing is. I don't even know what I'm doing yet. I was just like, well, I need like an establishing shot of what's going on. So I was hoping while I was drawing this establishing shot that I would actually like get ideas, but it tends to never really work out like that. I get too focused on the drawing and I stop thinking. Amorphous oldies. There you go. Genius. All right. Okay. Blobs R Us. Now, see, if it was like a blob store, that'd be good. Blobs R Us would be a good, like a retail store selling blobs. All right, amorphous oldies. Okay, so I have that establishing shot. I guess I kind of need maybe like a second establishing shot of now we're like inside. And maybe I need some kind of a sign. So this is like the second time I've drawn a banner in Comic on Demand. So if I had a nickel for every time I've drawn a banner in Comic on Demand, I would have I'd only have 2 nickels. But it's weird that it happened twice. That's a Phineas and Ferb Doofenshmirtz reference for all you who watch Phineas and Ferb. All right. So we have what is this? The 20th Annual Blob Dance. All right. 20th Annual Blob Dance. Although now that I'm thinking about it, this is going to be weird because if this is a retirement home for blobs and then it says 20th Annual Blob Dance, that would be like 20th Annual Human Dance. And that's a little weird. But we're going to go with it. You know why? Because who cares? I'm not changing it. All right. So let's have some blobs. The Golden Corral. Dude, that would be in it. Dude, that'd be an amazing name for like an actual old folks home. Golden Corral. The Golden Years Corral. I mean, they're all kind of all corralled in there, right? Let's see. Now, how do I do this? How do I make blobs look old? Maybe I just... That's gonna say, maybe I just give them my mom's hair. Sorry, Mom. I'm not making fun of your hair. But, you know, like the old Q-tip. The Q-tip hair. I guess we'll give it some glasses. Some glasses and a comb over. That's always old. Got some more blobs here in the background. Gotta make sure. All right, cool. I just had to make sure I'm drawing on camera because sometimes I keep forgetting that I'm not drawing on camera. Oh yeah, wrinkles. Wrinkles on a blob. Let's see, draw some more. Sagging slime, yeah. Definitely got to make it look very droopy, huh? Am I the first person to ever draw old slime? Is that a thing anybody else has seen anywhere else? Uh-oh. My dad just said my mom's watching, and I just made fun of her hair on live TV. I did apologize. Okay, let's see. Need to make some kind of a hint of some kind of background. All right, so now we got some blobs dancing here. So I've got a little bit of an idea of what I want to do. Maybe I have a vague idea, but it's not fully formed idea. So I'm trying to think of how to. It's almost like I don't have the punchline going, but I have like this. Greg says, "Don't talk about my mom." Yeah, I thought mom would be asleep. This is at 7:00. That's bedtime. Unless, what is there, like a BYU game playing? So she's awake for that. Is the girls' soccer going yet? Okay, all right. Yep, all right. Sweet, I just got an idea. Okay, so if you saw that moment of silence and my face just went like, duh, for a second there, that's because I just got an idea. And to quote the Monsters vs. Aliens, I may not have a brain. Oh, wait, gentlemen, I may not have a brain, but I do have an idea. Okay, here we go. Oh, but how am I going to do this? So I'm going to have a blob kind of like walk into the door, and everybody's going to turn and look, and then I'm going to do the reveal on this part. But I want an angle. Let's see. How do I do this? See, how do I do this without giving it away on the second panel too, on the third panel? One of them should be a recliner watching Antique Roadshow. Yeah, I don't have enough. I don't have enough room. Well, I could probably put it somewhere in there. Let's see. Let's see here. I'm sorry. I know what I'm doing, but I don't know how to do it. Like I have the idea. We'll just kind of go for this. The saggy Hawkins Day dance. Yes. Definitely saggy. I mean, sorry, Mom. Old people aren't saggy. Ladies and gentlemen, this Comic on Demand brought to you by Roasting My Mother. All right. Let's see. All right, so we're going to have these blobs here. I gotta say, I'm glad you all are making me draw blobs, because drawing blobs is way easier than drawing people. Okay, so these two. So this blob just walked in, and these two are surprised to see this blob. You know, all right, so these two blobs are these two blobs at a different angle. And I've just now decided to give this blob a bushy mustache because bushy mustaches are fun. Again, this is now the second time I've drawn a mustache on Comic on Demand. Alright, we're going to give him a word balloon. So, I'm sort of not taking my own advice here. Usually, like, when I teach kids, like, I've taught some sort of classes on making comics to, like, little elementary school kids, like, at libraries in the school, like, doing little special presentation things for making comics. And one thing that I always teach them is to not do what I'm doing right now, which is to draw the balloon first and then put the words in it, because usually what happens is you don't draw the balloon big enough and all the words just start spilling out of the balloon and whatever. So I always tell the kids to, like, draw the words first and then balloon around the words, and if you do that, they fit every single time. But I'm not taking my own advice right now, and I'm drawing the balloon first. Okay. All right, he's going to be saying something like, look, it's, what is it when someone's like the champion of something, and they're like the champion like all the time? Is that like the reoccurring champ, or the current champ, or what's the word for that? My wife that's hiding behind the computer, she can answer this too if she wants. Is there a word for that? Like a reoccurring champ or something. Like, just like the person that always wins. Is there a name for that? Returning champ? I'll just do that. Look, it's the GOAT, the all-time champ. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the all-time champ. Let's do that. Look, it's the all-time champ. All right. On this last panel, we're now going to show who this all-time returning champ is. And hopefully people will get the reference. Well, I know most of you will get this reference because most of you in the chat right now, you're all a bunch of nerds. And so you'll get it. Okay, so as you can see here, I am drawing a gelatinous cube that's going to have bits and pieces of like a sword and a shield and bones. So for all you Dungeons and Dragons nerds, here's the punchline. is the returning champ for the 20th Annual Blob Dance is the gelatinous cube from Dungeons and Dragons. Ta-da! All right, here's what we're going to do now. We're at 30 some odd minutes, so that means it is time. So we're at 30 minutes, so it is time for the mid suggestion. And just like the first time, the first suggestion after the word go in the chat, not after when I say it, but after in the chat, I will take the first suggestion and I will put it in the background somewhere. I'll probably put it in the background here. Maybe I'll rearrange something here. I don't know. But anyway, I'll stick that suggestion in the background. So let's go ahead and get that mid suggestion right now. All right, we got our mid suggestion from Karen Briggs of tacos. That was the first suggestion that came after my go in the chat, so we will put tacos somewhere. Let's do. You know what? Let's do. Oh, let's just give like a hint of maybe of these two people that have kind of become the main characters of this thing. I'll just give like a little suggestion of them there in the corner. I need some more stuff in this gelatinous cube. Like, what is the cube? And I mean, it consumes adventurers and stuff, right? Or people get stuck in it like a trap. So I got a skull in here. I got a bone, some sort of a femur or something. Got a sword, got a shield. I'll go ahead and put like a taco in here. If I put is that going to be a weird, vaguely culturally insensitive joke if I put tacos in with the cube? Will that imply that a certain type of person just got swallowed by this gelatinous cube? Other cultures have adventurers too, right? Let's put a rib cage or something. Rib cage, a little hint of a spinal cord or something. Okay, I think we are about ready to ink this thing. So actually, I played D&D for the first time only like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. I'd never actually played it before. So we had some friends of ours invite us over to do it, and it was super fun. It was a lot more math than I thought it would be, but it was still super fun. Because it was like, you'd be playing, and like as you're picturing in your mind the campaign that you're going through, it would go from like the coolest action movie you've ever seen, and then it would immediately turn into like Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Like it would just be absolutely bonkers, all just because of like how you roll, right? So if you say you're gonna do something and you roll and you like roll high, then your character pulls it off and you actually do the thing that you were like gonna do. So if you're like, I'm gonna take 3 ninja stars and I'm gonna throw them and they're gonna bounce off this thing and hit this guy in the face, and then you roll like a 17 or 18 or something, and so then your character does the thing and executes it perfectly or whatever. And so your character does this like super amazing thing. But if you're like, I'm gonna do that same thing, but then you roll a 1, well, then you do something absolutely ridiculous. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, so when we played, I played as a monk, and not just any monk. I played as a blind monk, and the DM sort of gave me a power or ability that I wasn't like planning on having. So since I was blind, he let me have this. He called it a seismic stomp. So it's kind of like if you've ever watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, it was just like Toph, and Toph like slams her her foot down on the ground, and this like seismic, these like waves come out to where she can sort of see what's going on. So it was that kind of thing, right? So I'm this monk, and I'm blind, and we go underground. I don't remember if it was like in a cave or if it was in like some kind of it was like a tavern. Like we went in a building and then found some secret door or something, right? And then the secret door like goes down some stairs, and now we're like underground. Well, so we come to this door, right? And we wanted to know what's beyond the door. And so I was like, oh, I can do my seismic stomp to see what's behind the door. So I was like, all right, I'm doing the seismic stomp to see what's behind the door. And I rolled like a 4. And so the DM was like, okay, you do the seismic stomp. And you say, hey guys, it looks like we're underground. So basically my ability did nothing. It just stated the obvious that everybody else already knew, that we were underground. So it was funny like that. To where I thought I was about to do something real cool and like reveal all the cool stuff in the room and whatever. And I basically just rolled to see that we were underground. If anybody has never played, if there's anybody here that's never played Dungeons and Dragons, I highly recommend playing as a monk. Like, excuse me, like at the beginning, monks are actually kind of crappy. Like they start out not real great. But I think it's around like level 6 or something. Then that's when you get like, you almost become super OP. That means overpowered for all you old folks. For all you old blobs out there watching this. Because like the monk then gets this ability called Flurry of Blows, which, like, most characters, when you go to, like, attack an enemy or something, most characters only get to do, like, one thing. So you either cast a spell, or you attack, or you defend, or, something. But Flurry of Blows lets you, like, attack, like, 4 or 5 times. And so I was the only person in our party that got to just sit there and wail on somebody. And I remember there was this one time, I want to get super nerdy. I can't remember. Corbin, do you remember what you were? It was like a sorcerer, a warlock, I don't remember exactly what your class was, but he was this, like, magic class where he could cast, like, a hex on something, and when that thing has a hex on it, it takes, like, extra damage from anything that hits it. So he would cast a hex, and then I would hit it with the Flurry of Blows, and so I would do my damage and the hex damage on top of it, and it got, I can't remember what we were. Oh, it was a warlock changeling. That's right. It was a warlock. That's right. I can't remember what it was we were fighting, but we were fighting something, and it was even kind of big. But, like, he cast the hex, and I did the Flurry of Blows, and, like, I'm sitting there, like, okay, so I'm doing, like, the math, because I have to roll, like, I think one of them was, like, 8 times. I got to hit it, like, 8 times. And so I'm sitting there, like, rolling and writing down the damage and the math. I'm sitting there doing this math for this, like, 8 rolls. And the DM guy, he finally, like, looks over at my paper and is like, all right, it's just stop. It's dead, okay? It evaporated. You completely just annihilated this thing, okay? You're good. I was like, oh, sweet. So that was pretty funny that I absolutely destroyed the thing. That he basically just, like, stopped me from doing all the math because it was overkill. Anyway, and that, kids, is why you should play as a monk. And the monk can also heal themselves. No other class. I was going to say no other class can heal themselves, but I think maybe some of them can. But I'm trying to decide if Quan kick. Man, that's a deep cut. What was that? What was that from again? I don't remember. I remember what the Quan kick is, but I don't remember what was that from. It was like one of those, like, sketch shows. Like, it wasn't in living color, was it? I want to say it was something else. I can't remember. Andrew's tank of him. Oh yeah, it was Aiden. Aiden was a Minotaur barbarian, and so he was basically just this huge tank. And I remember every time we came to some sort of door, it was just like, all right, Aiden, go through the door. So if there's any traps, you're the one that gets blown up or hit with an arrow or whatever. And his nickname was Meat Shield. Because that's all he was just a big meat shield. So we would always send Aiden in to check for traps. Like, I think we had, because Andrew was a rogue, and so Andrew could check for traps. But I think a lot of the times he would go to check for a trap, but he would roll too low, and so his check didn't do anything. And so then we just send Aiden in. We're just like, all right, Meat Shield, get in there. And any surprise attack or anything that hits you, you can just take it. Because barbarians have, like, really high hit points. Mad TV. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I can't remember what that was from. But I think, Greg, I think me and you are the only ones that know what that reference is. The Quan kick. Unless anybody else has watched any super weird, obscure sketch comedy shows. Whoops. I don't like messing up when I'm inking, because I can't fix it. It was like Saved by the Bell, but super stupid. Yeah. It was teenagers and stuff. What? Wayne, do you remember what the show... Do you know what we're talking about? Because I remember watching it with Greg and Bruce. But I guess maybe you saw it too. Alright, so right here, I don't have it sketched. But right here in the background, I'm even going to add a little stand that has a taco. So I'll even put the mid suggestion right here, like it's some kind of weird trophy or something. I remember him flying up the stairs with the kick and we lost our mind. Yeah, dude. I remember it was so dumb. It was so dumb. But we thought it was the funniest thing we'd ever seen. It's true. Okay. Oh, whoops. I forgot to show... I don't know why, but I always show... there it is. For this, I'm using a Pigma Micron 5 to do sort of this little more detailed stuff. And then for the bigger stuff, I use this, whoopsies, Pentel brush pen as like a little brush tip. That's for like bigger stuff. And I use it for coloring stuff in if I want to like make something totally black, like a silhouette or something. Then I use this. Which I'll do it with that, but I'll do it later. Because after I'm done with these things, I go back and I finish them. So the version that you see like at the end of so I'll show it, the whole thing at the end of the video. And the version you see at the end of the video is not like the final actual version. Because I do off camera, I go back and I finish things and make it look nicer and stuff. Did you get Redbubble set up yet? I don't know. Like, it's still... So I was having problems, like, setting up my phone number or confirming my phone number or something. So then I just used my wife's phone number, and it worked. Right? And so it was like, oh, congratulations, you're all ready to sell your artwork. Now you just need to upload artwork. But I already have like 5 things uploaded. So it's like, it's acting like I don't have anything uploaded. So I don't know if I need to like delete everything that's already there and re-upload it. I guess I'll try that. So for those that don't know, the Redbubble thing, what she's talking about is that's going to be like my online shop to like buy prints and merch and stuff for Comic On Demand. That'll be like my official merch store. But I've been having problems getting it to work. And so I thought I got it to work. But now it's still acting like it's not working. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe if I wasn't such a Luddite, I'd figure it out. It's tricky trying to make this look like a transparent gelatinous cube in black and white. This will definitely be one that'll be better when it's finished, because then I can make it actually look like it's all transparent and stuff. But doing it in black and white's a little tricky. Does this look like a shield? It's supposed to be a shield. I hope it looks like a shield. And it's not like a, hey, what's that flying saucer doing inside that gelatinous cube? I'm not saying a flying saucer can't be in a gelatinous cube. I'm just saying it's a little weird. What's my time at? Okay, sweet. We're right on track. Oh, shoot. So I just thought of, like, all right, so I'm going to zoom out here. So here's the 4-panel comic of 20th Annual Blob Dance and Senior Home. It's got the Senior Home, the Amorphous Oldies, 20th Annual Blob Dance. These two are dancing. And then, oh, look, it's the All-Time Champ. And then, boom, Gelatinous Cube from D&D. But I just realized I should have made some room here for... I should have made some room for another word balloon that was going to say something like, his dance moves are killer. Get it? Because the gelatinous cube, it kills people. But I didn't put it in there. Oh, you know what? That'll be like a print exclusive. How about that? So I'll do it for the print. And so the print will have that extra word balloon thing. Whoops, I forgot to draw these blobby people in the background. All right. Anyway, the show was haywire. Mind Your Manners with Billy Kwan. Haywire. All right. Anyway, we are at an hour, and that is it. So there's your 4-panel comic of 20th Annual Blob Dance and Senior Home. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for coming out, everybody. Whoops. And hope that you give it a thumbs up, give it a like, give it a subscribe, give it a share, give it a whatever. Give it all that stuff. And anyway, I super appreciate you all coming out. You're the ones that allow me to even have this show. If you don't show up, I don't have a show. So anyway, thanks for coming. You're all awesome. And we'll see you next week, baby.